We're going to break in these wheels right now. I'm going to start wearing down these wheels a little bit for the first time. Oh, I'm nervous and excited at the same time. I have to fire up the pump, which is down there. I have to add some more water. And then on this side, we have the drain bucket. This is a very old cabbing machine. It's a Highland Park. And I just got the wheels, well, I got the wheels a little while ago, but I've had this machine probably for 3-4 years now, I think. So it's time to stop procrastinating and fire this puppy up and see what I can do. I've never used a cabbing machine before, so I've watched a few videos. Oh, and thanks to Kyle at World of Rockhounds, I was just about to come figure out how to do this, and I was about to turn my TV off, and I saw Kyle's video on how to polish a rock. So that's perfect. So I watched his video, then I also watched another one of his videos on how to break in these wheels. So that helped out a lot. So thanks, Kyle at World of Rockhounds. If you haven't checked out his videos, please check him out. He's a master at polishing obsidian, and he's great at cabbing machines. Finds a lot of cool rocks. Please check him out. And today, to break in these rocks, I have this beautiful agate. And I also have a source agate. Give that a good grinding, maybe all over, just to break everything really well. I also have this Montana agate I'm going to run through. And this Montana agate, kind of like a water line. So that should be enough just to rough everything up and see how it turns out at the end. I'm going to start with this Montana agate. Turn that on. That's recording. Turn this on. That gets the pump going. And contact.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, here it is dry. And that is the 80 grit. So let's try the next wheel, which would be the 220. And that's also a hard wheel, diamond plated. Okay, and that is the 220. So the first two wheels are diamond plated. Very tough, very hard. The next ones, all the rest, are They're called res wheels, and they have this coating on them that you have to wear down a little bit because it's pretty prickly. So we have to wear that down a little bit. So we will start with the 280. Okay, that's the 280. You can see where it's getting a little bit better in here, but it's still rough along the edges, so I would have to go back if I was to actually polish this. Actually, I might have to anyways, just to do it properly. I'm going to try that. So I'm going to have to go back and check my work, but it is getting a little bit shinier, just not on the edges. Actually, no, I'm going to go to the second wheel. All right, back to the second wheel again, which is the 220. I'm going to go back to the 280 again and see if we can get rid of these scratches. Okay, it still has some scratches. I'm not sure if that is from this wheel or for the previous wheel. I might just go to the next wheel since I'm just breaking this in anyways. I'm going to go to the next wheel and see what it looks like, because I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. Here's the 600. It's getting shinier, but there's still those deep scratches. So if I was to do this properly, I would have to, start back at the beginning, get rid of all them deep scratches, and then continue on. But for now, we're just breaking in the wheels, and I will keep going. The next one is 1200. It's definitely getting shinier. If it wasn't for all them deep grooves in there, it'd be looking pretty good. Okay, so that was the 1200. Now we're off to the 3000, which is the final one. Not a bad shine if it wasn't for all them grooves. I think the first stage was a little rough on it. I might have been pushing too hard, I'm not sure. But, I mean, as far as the shine, it's got shine to it. I just have to learn how to work better with the earlier wheels, I think. But that's my very first one, and I don't think it's supposed to be perfect anyways because you're breaking in these wheels. So let's try the next rock, and we'll use this as the very first rock, and then I'll lay them out side by side and see if it gets any better. So I'm not going to bore you with all the rest of the rocks, but I'll show you them at the end. But I'm going to do this one next, the Montana agate, and then I'll do this big puppy, and then we'll finish off with the source agate from Thunder Bay. Wish me luck. And I'm going to use less pressure on the first couple of wheels, just so we don't have all those nasty little scratches in there. But I mean, the shine is pretty darn good. For my first shot, I just have to learn how to use a little bit less pressure, relax my arms a little bit so I'm not all tensed up. I noticed the third one is cut very poorly. I don't know if you can see, but it's got some heavy ridging here on the side. I gotta try it anyways. I mean, that's what this thing is for, to smooth things out and polish them up nice. So I'm gonna do the best I can. The second one is done. I'm not gonna show you, but we'll get this one done and hope for the best. All right, for this last piece, I'm not going to do the first two hard wheels. I'm just going to do the soft wheels, and just to see how it comes out, because this is already smooth as it is. And I think those hard wheels are going to give me a hard time. So I'm going to try this first and see how it turns out. And before we go any further, we just put a new leather piece on the end. So this will be for polishing, and I'm going to put I think it's 14,000 grit titanium dioxide on it. Spray this with a little water bottle, and then put the powder on with the toothbrush, and we'll see how that turns out. Okay, well, here is the source agate after I did just the soft wheels. I won't show you the other ones yet. So this is after the 3,000. Not too bad. So now I'm going to try the 14,000 with the polishing pad on the end, the leather pad that we just put on. See if I can do this with just holding my camera. Give this a little bit of a squirt. Oh, where's this water gonna go though? Hang on a second. Alright, so I don't think you have to put that much water on it. I get some of my polish. Well, that wasn't good. Okay, I just had to pull the wheel out a little bit because it was hitting a cover in there. So I think we're good to go. Yep, let me grab my rock. I'm going to try this with one hand. Well, you know what? I'm going to do it safely, and I'll see you in 1 second. So I did have it fly out of my hands while I was doing it, and that was with both hands. So I'm glad I didn't do it with just one. But here's the final result. That's with the 14,000 polish. For my first time, I'd say that's not too bad. Okay, here's the first one. You can see a lot of deep scratches in it. That's using all the wheels. So this, like I said, this is just the very first time using this, and you have to really break in these wheels and to get them to work. Another problem I might have had was I was going back and forth instead of kind of like that. That way, if I went like this, I think it would leave less scratches instead of, just going back and forth the same way. I did use the whole wheel, but so that's the first one. Here is the second one. Still a lot of scratches, but fewer. Here is the third one, which I totally messed up right there. Big gouge. And I also noticed that this isn't, it's kind of concave. But you can see on this side over here is a lot less scratch, so it looks pretty good right there where the light is. So it got progressively a little bit better. These rocks are pretty large too for that kind of wheel, so I might have had trouble doing that too. And here again is the source agate. And I didn't use all the wheels, I just used the soft ones. And that was from 280 up to the 3,000. And then I did the 14,000 polish on the pad on the end. Could see some saw marks. I didn't spend a lot of time on this either. So, and I did notice these little tiny silver sparkly things. I don't know what that is. Very interesting. But this is source agate from the Thunder Bay area, and it is gorgeous. So I don't think I have to use all the wheels all the time. I think for the first two wheels, if I had to grind something down or shape it, then I can do that. But for just polishing after I cut something, I can just go right from the 400. Is it the 400? No, the 280. I can go right from the 280 right through all the soft wheels. So I think that'll work out really well. I have all kinds of things that I have to polish and that I'd like to polish. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Big learning experience. Another toy to play with. Great. No, this is awesome. I've been waiting so long for this to happen. And yeah, this is going to be cool. Super happy. So my first impression using this scared the crap out of me, but in a good way. I was just nervous. It wasn't worried about the safety thing. It's a lot different to use than a flat lap, that's for sure. I have to learn to relax my arms and shoulders a little bit more and use the armrest. But now this is up and running, I have a whole bunch of things to do. Like I have some cabochons that I made. I was trying to get that going on the flat lap. Wasn't working out too well, so this is going to be a lot better on the cabbing machine. And hopefully we can make this look pretty. And like I said, I have that whole shelf of agates that I want to eventually do something with. I have a bunch of Petoskey stone, little pieces that I've cut out. I was going to use sandpaper, but I'm going to try the cabbing machine now, and that should be pretty cool. Make some little cabochons. I'll use these just to do some more experimenting, working with the two harder wheels. I don't seem to have a problem with the soft wheels. This turned out quite well. So I'll just keep experimenting, keep trying. But it's late. I'm going to bed. So night. See you next week.